This is my video blog for global internet activism and commenting on Second Life and the making of Second Life by Wagner Al. What I got from the reading I thought was really interesting, what he said about people with Asperger's and how they can learn social skills on an island, and they go around and it teaches them like how to function socially, which is something that they lack due to their condition. And I think that's really important because it gives an opportunity to people who may not have, who don't have that kind of opportunity to do in real life with real people, and it definitely serves as an educational tool. And Second Life serves as a simulation, but because it's interacting with other real people, it's still a real situation, and I think that they can learn from that socially, and that gives them some skills that they wouldn't normally be able to learn or have the opportunity to learn. Also, I thought it was interesting that Second Life breaks down language barriers, and also it has no national borders, so people from different nations and languages can interact with each other, which also brings to the concept of international opinion of Americans specifically. Al discusses how, because Americans and non-Americans can interact, we can kind of gauge an idea of what people from a somewhat first-hand experience with an American can get from meeting them in Second Life, because a lot of people in other countries may have an opinion on Americans but have not actually met an American. And so it was interesting that overall the general positive concept of an American went up overall after meeting an American in Second Life. Also, what's great about the program is that for handicapped and paralyzed individuals, they have a chance to experience socializing and also movement, the flying aspect, and even though they were interviewed to say that it felt like they were watching TV and they felt somewhat removed from it, still it was an experience for them that they wouldn't normally get to partake in, such as dancing and other physical movement. So to see their avatar doing something that they couldn't do in real life, that gave them kind of an escapist way of getting through their own situation in real life. And they were able to live like a normal person. And as Wild Cunningham, someone from that group, mentioned that most normal people feel uncomfortable around disabled people, and this was a way for them to not be immediately identified or labeled as a disabled person while being in Second Life. Also, the final note that I thought was most interesting was about the schizophrenia and the simulated symptoms and the voices that come from schizophrenia, and how this can serve as a great educational tool for psychology students, or even for people who are who know someone who's schizophrenic and is trying to understand the way they feel by partaking in the simulation of hallucinations and other kinds of situations. So I thought that was a really great way and kind of an activism. The experience that we had in class doing Second Life I thought was a little odd. I didn't really see much activism in it, except for maybe if there was a woman who had trouble conceiving, that she would be able to give birth in some way. This was an option for her, but I found it kind of disturbing, actually. So, but I don't know, I think there are some aspects of it that can be used as a form of activism, as we've seen in the essay, different ways that other people can experience things that they can't in real life, but it's still hard for me to understand from what we actually did while being in Second Life, how that was able to be a kind of activism. But that's my blurb, and I'll see you guys in class next week.